If you live in a part of the country that has definite seasons like New England, you'll know spring market in real estate is a really big deal. And there are lots of good things about spring market, but there are also lots of negative things about spring market. So in this video here, we're going to talk about the pros and the cons to spring market as a buyer. So stick around. Okay, before we get started in the video, I just want to remind you that if you haven't done so already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and that little bell so you get notified whenever a new video drops. And the more people that subscribe, the more people I can push this content out to and help buyers and sellers just like you in achieving the American dream of home ownership. Spring market officially starts in New England anyway, right around February and goes until May. And then from there, we kind of transition over to summer market. So with spring market, there are a lot of good things that happen in terms of timing for home buyers. The first pro is there are a lot more homes on the market. In the wintertime, we get a dip in new homes coming on the market for a couple of reasons. One, it's the holidays. And two, it's winter in New England. And people generally don't like to move in the wintertime. It's snowy, it's cold. It's just much more difficult to move in the wintertime. So with spring market being the beginning of good weather, you get a lot more homes coming on the market. And in addition to that, you get people who maybe didn't sell their home in the fall or were going to sell their home in the fall, didn't get their list price, decided to wait till after the holidays and start fresh in the springtime. So you get people who are initially putting their home on the market, and then you get people whose homes didn't sell in the fall and winter and who are relisting it in the springtime, hopefully for a better price. Another pro with the springtime real estate market is the weather is better. Snow has melted and you get a better view of the exterior of a home. You get a better look at the roof, you get a better look at the siding, you get a better look at the foundation, you get a better look at the yard, at the backyard, see what condition the grass is in, see what condition the fencing is in that maybe you didn't get a chance to go over and check out because there's so much snow in the backyard. So when the snow melts, a lot is revealed, and that's a good thing for buyers. The next pro with the spring real estate market for buyers is you don't have the looming deadline of school starting. So if you have children and you're moving to a different town, or maybe you're moving within the same town but to a different neighborhood and your kids are going to go to a different elementary, middle, or high school, spring market is a great time to start looking because you have a lot of time between spring market and September when school starts in New England. So you don't have that looming deadline over you. You have lots of time to really take a look at the homes that are coming on the market and take your time with choosing your home. And with that, you have plenty of time to between, offer and close to then at least enjoy your summertime. The next pro with a springtime real estate market as a buyer is generally people are in a better place. People who struggled and didn't find a home last year, perhaps took the winter time off, enjoyed the holidays, and are coming back to the market renewed and refreshed. And people who are just starting their search tend to start their search in the springtime. So people are in a better place, they're more hopeful, and they're more excited to buy a home. And the next pro has to do with taxes. So if you were smart and you filed your taxes early and you got a refund, you can use that money towards your down payment or towards your closing costs or towards your moving fees. You have a little extra cash to put towards whatever you want in the home buying process. So there are a lot of good things as a home buyer with the springtime market. Now, with all those good things, there are some negatives, some cons as a buyer in the spring market. So let's talk about those. And the first thing is competition. You are not the only one starting your home search in the spring. You're not the only one who decided to take the winter off. You're not the only one who has to move. So with the beautiful weather and the warmer days and the sunnier days come more people coming out to look at homes. So with the spring market comes an influx of buyers, more buyers than you generally see really any time of the year. And when you have more buyers, you have more competition, which then brings me to my second con, which is with more competition, home prices generally tend to be more expensive. You have more competition, which drives home prices up, and it's just the way it is. In addition to that, home sellers know that, and they tend to price their homes more aggressively because they know they have a lot of people looking for their homes. And if their home's in really good shape, you're gonna get multiple people putting offers in a home, which drives the price up. Another con with home buying in the springtime is moving companies tend to charge a higher rate. So it is more expensive to get your furniture and all your belongings from point A to point B because it's just a busy time of year. And this brings me to my next con, which is it's harder to schedule inspectors to come out. It's harder to schedule appraisers to come out. It's harder to schedule electricians to come out and take a look at your home because everyone is busy. Springtime tends to be the most busiest time, at least in New England, when it comes to anything home related. So you have a harder time finding people to come and give you estimates and finding an inspector to come and inspect your home. Appraisals tend to take a little bit longer because everyone in the mortgage industry is busy. So things tend to take a little bit longer. And because of that, it's just more difficult to get through the home buying process. And the last con has to do with psychology. When the weather gets warmer, you get a lot of people going to open houses. Now, not all of them are ready to buy at that moment. You get a lot of tire kickers. You get a lot of looky-loos. But when you're walking into an open house and there are 50, 75, 100 people milling about, it can be very intimidating because you don't know if those people were out for a Sunday drive, saw an open house sign, decided to pop in and take a look at it, or if those people are serious and ready to buy that day. So psychologically, the real estate market in the springtime tends to play games with people. And it does so especially with first-time home buyers who may not have a lot of cash to put down on a home. So for those people there, it can be very intimidating. And I've worked with many first-time home buyers who, when we walk into an open house and the open house is busy, look at me right away and say, we're never going to get this house. We can't compete with, 75 people. But we don't know if those 75 people are just looky-loos or if they're serious buyers. So this is really especially for first-time home buyers or people who don't have a lot of money to put down on a home and can't do things like waive inspections and things like that. So it can be very intimidating, the springtime market, especially for first-time home buyers. Now, with those pros and cons, I still think that springtime market is a great time to go looking for a home as a buyer. And the bottom line is, if you need to buy a home, then there is no bad season. When the time comes that you need to buy a home, you need to buy a home, whether it's because you just got married or maybe you found out you're having kids and you have to move. Maybe there was, unfortunately a death in the family or a divorce or whatever the circumstance might be. If you have to buy a home, then it doesn't matter if it's spring, summer, winter, or fall. Whenever that time comes that you need to buy a home, you need to buy a home. So take this video here with a grain of salt and don't put your home search on hold because you think you're going to have way too much competition. If you are ready to buy a home, you want to buy a home and you need to buy a home, go for it. Start your search and don't worry too much about whether it's the right time of year to buy a home. All right, if you have questions about the real estate market, home buying, home selling, the upcoming season, certainly reach out to me. You can either message me privately or you can put a comment down below. I always read the comments and I always respond. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you want to learn more about the real estate market in New England, living in Massachusetts, and life as a real estate agent, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and that little bell to get notified whenever a new video drops. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you soon.